श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। तवे वास्मि ना जीवामि त्वया विना, इति विज्ञाय राधिके त्वं नाच मां शरणागतम्। श्याम सुंदर शिखंड शेखर स्मरहास्यामूल्य मनोहर, राधिका रसिक मां कृपा निधे सदेवी चरणन किंकिरम गुरु। You know, the biggest fortune for any disciple is that his guru is giving him the full attention. वैसे guru is always looking at all his disciples equally, but your guru, when he is handing over to you to somebody else, it actually shows the broad-mindedness of a guru. You know what I mean? Mostly the gurus, they want to keep the disciples with themselves only, or to themselves only, because they have kind of insecurities. Oh, my disciple, my stamp is on him, he's mine, I'm his. I'm telling you, the biggest insecurity nowadays people they have is also this, that the disciple should not go to another guru. But if the guru is broad-minded, advanced in Krishna consciousness, he wouldn't mind his disciples are going out or to somebody else for the advanced devotional practice. But it also depends on the maturity or immaturity of a disciple. Sometimes disciples, when they go to another advanced guru, they start thinking their own guru as a ordinary person. And considering a guru as an ordinary person is the biggest offense. And most of the problems in life starts from there only. When the guru aparadh starts. Hmm. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw Raghunath Das Goswami, he saw the vairagya of him. He understood that this person is going to be the another acharya after Goswami in Gaudiya Sampradaya. He understood that. And that is the reason, because Lita and Vishaka are the most intimate, associates of Krishna. And in that, Lalita is actually Radharani is more close because they were born on the same day also, I think. Or maybe the same day I think they were born. Lalita Sakhi and Radharani. I'll just forget that, But anyway, Lalita Sakhi is very, I think Lalita Shashti bolte hain. Some people they say Lalita Sakhi was born 2 days before Radha Ashmi. Some people they say that she was born on the same day. Whatever, Lalita Sakhi is the most intimate. Jalamani Mahaprabhu. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw the dedication and devotion of Raghunath Das Goswami, he thought that this is the best, the best person for him would be my closest associate who understands my heart the best. And that is what? Swarup Damodar. And you see, nobody ever called Raghunath Das as Yadunandere Raghunath or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Re Raghunath or Mahaprabhu Raghunath or something. No. Everybody called him Swarupe Raghunath. That is another example of why Shiksha Guru is very important in our life. So Raghunath Das begins staying in the Puri and living in the most advanced fashion. How did he eat? His wealthy father wanted to make arrangement for his eating, but he rejected him. He would take the discarded rice from Jagannath kitchen that was even rejected by the cows, wash it, and add a little salt and maintain his life by eating that. His only passion was a clay pot for drinking. Possession was a clay pot that is called karwa for drinking water. He didn't even have a plate or a blanket. Since Puri is situated on a shore of the ocean, it does not become too cold or too hot. So, making one arrangement or another, he would sleep there. Taking a piece of old cloth left behind by others, he would make a pair of copan, and wearing just those, he would perform bhajan. But in comparison, look at the clothes what he wear. After his 48 years, Mahaprabhu left this world. In separation from him, Raghunath Das Goswami gave up eating altogether. Day and night he was just crying. This is sadhana. And someone who lives like this can be called a sadhaka. Then, in separation from Mahaprabhu, Swarup Damodar gave up his life and entered the Golok Braj. Then Raghunath Das gave up even drinking water and simply cried day and night. He could not remain in Puri. Why? His condition was like that of Nanda Baba after Krishna had gone to Mathura. Everything in Nanda Baba's house reminded him of Krishna. Krishna's yellow cloth, Krishna's flute, Krishna's peacock feather, etc. He was in such intense pain that he thought he must leave his home. He went to the bank of Yamuna, but there he saw Krishna's footprints and became overwhelmed in lamentation. He saw the tree from which Krishna had jumped into the Yamuna and subdued Kaliya, and his remembrance of Krishna just increased, and he had to close his eyes. Then he went to Govardhan, and there he seemed that all of the trees were bent over in separation, lamenting. Where has Krishna gone? Seeing Radha Kund, Shyama Kund, Kusum Sarovar, Manasi Ganga, all just increased Nanda Baba's separation until finally he returned home again. In the same way, everything Raghunath Das Goswami saw brought remembrance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Swarup Damodar. Unable to stay in Puri, he walked all the way to Vrindavan. There he offered himself to the feet of Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami, and they asked him, "Why have you come here?" The Mahaprabhu Swarup Damodar has left this world. So I also cannot stay. I'll give up my body by jumping from Govardhan. Otherwise, I will drown myself in the midnight in Radha Kund, thereby attaining the feet of Radhika. For this reason, I have come. Just see what he is thinking, what a thing divine separation is. The problem with us is that we miss somebody sometime, but we don't feel separation. The real separation is that you cannot live without the person. The real separation is that, but in material world, it's very difficult to find that kind of separation. Some people can argue, oh, Krishna left, no Brajvasi died. Definitely no Brajvasi died because they all were afraid of dying because they thought if Krishna will come back and got to know that I've died, he will cry. And they never wanted Krishna to cry. So their bhav was different. But in our world, oh my God, he's gone. I'm going to miss him. But everybody has to move on. Yes, Dhir Krishna. Boliye.
And a lot of histories, biographies of all the Vaishnava acharyas. I didn't find any for Sri Swarup Damodar Prabhu.
Uh-huh.
Like I didn't find any biography, like what was his childhood, where he came from. The only thing we know is like he was a great scholar and then he joined Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That's
I
all
will
I
I
know.
will tell you his story also. I had some notes in which Sarup Damodar's deep description is given. Although Sarup Damodar, Gopal Bhatt Goswami, Raghunath Bhatt Goswami, Krishnas Kaviraj Goswami, these were the people who didn't want their names and their pastimes or their life story. They never wanted that to be disclosed to anybody. That was another way of humility. But sometimes devotees they forget that if they have something inspirational in their life that can be very useful and grateful or inspiring for the sadhakas. But anyways, there were some people who said, "Hey, hey, hey, don't mention my name in Chaitanya Chaitamrit. Don't mention my name in Chaitanya Bhagavat like that." There's a diary of Sarup Damodar. There was a diary of Murari Gupta also. The diary of Saru Damodar, I forgot the name of the diary, but so many pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu were taken from that diary only. And from there also, Krishna Kaviraj Goswami has made the notes. Okay? And that's the reason,
Yes,
like, most of the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not in a chronological way. Some Leela happened sometime back, some Leela happened after that time, some Leelas happened, like, before that time. So, like, I mean, there was a span of 24 years, and so many Leelas happened, nobody can say which Leela happened when. Okay? Anyways.
yes, Prabhu.
So Shri Rupa and Sanatan prevented Raghunath Das from committing suicide and gave him a place to live at Radhakund where he executed all of his services. When, after some time, Rupa Goswami and Sanatan also left this world in separation from Mahaprabhu, he thought, upon whom will I rely now? In separation, Giriraj Govardhan appeared to me, the python, ready to devour me, and Radhakund appeared to me, the open mouth of tiger, was going to just, like, swallow me. Nandagram, Barsana, and all these places of Krishna's pastime now appeared empty. In separation from Rup Goswami, he again gave up drinking water and only occasionally for maintaining his life. He would take a few drops of buttermilk, lamenting and rolling on the bank of Radhakund. He would cry, Hey Radhe, Braj Devi ke Chalalite, He Nand Suno Kuta. श्री गोवर्धन कल्प पाद पुतले कालिंदी वने कुता घोषंतावृति सर्वतो व्रजपुले खेले महावीहलो वंदे रूप सनातन रघुयो श्रीजीव गोपाल को O goddess of Braj Radhika, where are you now? O Lalita, where are you? O Princess of Braj, where are you? Krishna, where are you? Are you sitting beneath the tree of Govardhan? Or are you wandering in the forest of Vrindavan? Calling out in this way, Raghunath Das Goswami would wander in four directions of Braj, overwhelmed in the mood of great separation. In this way, he performed bhajan. At that time, he would take the realization of his heart in the form of flowers and making a garland would offer them to the fulfillments of the toenail of Radharani's feet, uttering Radha, Radha, Radha. This is the sadhana for meeting Shri Radha and Krishna. By practicing Karma Yoga in the snap of a finger, it is possible to go to the heavenly planet. After performing austerities, Dhruva even attained the Vaikuntha in that very body. But the Krishna Bhakti that we are describing here is very rare and very difficult to attain. Raghunath Das Goswami composed an offering of a handful of flowers in the form of lamentation entitled Sri Vilapa Kusumanjali. Where is he praying for the service of Radha Rani? Oh Radhe, when will I get the opportunity to sweep your house in the form of a gopi? With my own hair, I will wash your drains and scented water. When will I get the special opportunity to apply kumkum on your feet? When, where, there, these were his prayers. Such devotees are real sadhakas. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam. In our line, what is the meaning of the word Vishnu Smaranam? Remembrance of Radha and remembering the amorous pastimes of Sri Radha and Krishna. Raghunath Goswami wrote in description of Sri Radha and Krishna's pastimes are my only ornament. I have no desire to hear anything besides this, and I have no desire to go even to Vaikuntha. Taking just a piece of roti for my maintenance, I'll never leave Vrindavan or Radhakund. My body may leave here, but my very life will never leave here. This was the Nishtha, his resolute determination. Great eagerness to attain the service of Bhagavan is necessary for sadhana. These devotees are real sadhakas, but what are we? We are just on the first step of bhakti, which is Shravanam and Kirtanam. And that also is of two kinds, Nishtha Bhakti and Anishtha Bhakti. Our sadhana is included with Anishtha Bhakti, Anishtha Bhakti, because our intelligence has not yet become immovable. Someone may be thinking, I will do bhajan here at Radha, at home, with my parents because they are getting old anyway. Or having heard that the household is likened to a lake of hell. I will leave it and join an ashram. But then again, Arjuna, Srinivas Thakur, and the gopis were great devotees and they were householders. Therefore, I should remain a Grihastha. But Narad and Sukadev and Gosudev and the Goswamis and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu all referred to the family life as a dark well and left it. So they were unable to do the bhajan there. What will I do? All right. I will remain for some time and then leave it. No, 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 no. On second thought, I will go immediately. In this way, we go on the on doing what we have already done and being undecided. We have no nishtha, firm resolution. We are practicing bhakti, but it is anishtita. So we should endeavor to make our intelligence immovable and come to the stage of nishtha. Then after attaining nishtha, there are four kinds of obstacles to cross over. And by sincerely chanting the holy name and hearing Harikatha, then without being called, automatically the prestige, the pratishtha will come. Mukti Swayam Mukti Mukulitanjali Sevate Asman Dharmartha Kam Gataya Samaya Pratikshaha. Mukti with the folded hand will be standing behind us saying, My Lord, can I serve you in this way? The eight yogis, yogic perfection, will also come and stand behind us with folded hands and ready to offer their services. Having attained Nishtha, and then we may be able to absorb our mind in Krishna Tamo. But still, some anarthas will remain. The reaction to our previous karma will still come, of either full of sinful or pious actions. Or we may practicing karma mishra bhakti, covering bhakti with selfish desire, then the fruit of that will come also. What big important people of this world tried so hard to attain but don't get, these things will automatically become present before us. Abundant prestige will come to us, and we can easily become drawn in the enjoyment of that. Therefore, be specially aware of this. The four kinds of anartha that arising from the previous sins, dushkrotha, those arising from the previous piti, shukrototha, those arising from imperfect service, bhakti uttha, and those arising from the offenses in chanting, apradhutta. So now, or if even unknowingly committing an offense to the feet of Vaishnava, that reaction must come. We must leave these four kinds of anartha behind and move forward in sadhana. Our nishtha will perform into ruchi, and after ruchi, asakti, and we'll attain this in the stage of asakti, we'll have the complete attachment in our bhajan. Guru Goshte Goshta Lishu Jane Bhusu Gane Sumantre Shinamni Vrajana Vayuva Dvandva Sharane Sadadambam Dhitva Kururatim Apurvam Atitaram Aeswavar Bhaktascha Tubhir Abhiyache Dhritta Padaha. Next book would be Manashiksha. Remind me. So Raghunath Goswami saying, Oh mind, taking your feet, I request you one thing of you. I request one thing of you. Have deep attachment for the mantra that spiritual master, Guru Goshte Goshtali, so that spiritual master has given me. Have deep attachment to those places where Krishna had performed the pastimes such as Radha Kund, Sham Kund, Govardhan, Nandagam, Barsana, Sanket and all. And the best place of all, the place of Radhika's residence, that is Yavat. Some people say, अरे राधा रानी बरसाना में वास दे दो. कोई बंदा कहता बोल बोल बोल. मतलब मैं क्यों बोलूं भाई, मुझे नहीं चाहिए बरसाना में वास. I don't want to stay in Barsana. Why you don't want to stay in Barsana? No, because Radharani doesn't stay in Barsana. You're a stupid guy. Everybody says that Radharani is the house of Radharani, home of Radharani. I said, home of Radharani for Gaudiya Vaishnava is Yavat. For us, it is Jawat. Why? Because Jawat is a place where she got married and staying. And we are the Pasak of Parakiya Bhav. I don't know whether I told you not one time. One time what happened, very senior devotee, early morning, 4 o'clock, 4:30, 5 o'clock, he sent me a message. Hey Raghu, look, in your Krishna Varam temple, yesterday, Mukund Datta Prabhu did the Shingar. Actually, he told me that I knew that. But he said that to me. Mukunda Prabhu did Shingar. They see, Krishna is wearing a locket of Krishna, Radharani is wearing a locket of Radharani. You know, I said, yeah, so what? Yeah. In all the temples, you always put the locket of Radharani, in Krishna, in the neck of Krishna, and Krishna's locket in the neck of Radharani. I said, Prabhuji, we are the Parakya Bhavapasak. And Radharani all day roaming around in front of her mother-in-law, sister-in-law, so many elderly people in Jawat. If she is wearing a locket of Krishna openly, then what will happen? People will catch her. She's doing something like this. And she will be caught. And Krishna, Nanda Baba, Yashoda Maria, everybody will see the locket of Radharani in the neck of Krishna. They will say, hey, she's not your wife. She's the wife of somebody else. Why are you wearing it? Now we're Parakya Bhav Upasaks. Parakya Bhav is this only that we have to hide our Bhav. He said, wow. He said, wow. I don't know what does it mean. What did he mean or what he wanted to say, but he said, wow. So definitely we have to have understanding. Each and everything, whatever we are performing, we are doing has its significance or reason. That's the reason, like some people say, oh, let me have attachment to Barsana, Nandagaon. I said, no. As a Gaudiya Vaishnava, we should be more attached to Yahweh. He should be attached to all of these places with a deep sentiment. We should have Nishtha and Asakti for both the worship itself, bhajan, and for the object of worship, that is bhajaniya. Bhajan is hearing and chanting and so forth, and bhajaniya is Sri Radha and Krishna. So whenever Ruchi becomes fully mature for both of these, it will be Asakti. And then by the mercy of Bhagavan, one's heart will never deviate from him. And this is all included within Madhbhakto. Become my devotee. The following story illustrates how Krishna cares for those who have really become his devotees. There was a Brahman devotee of Krishna who had read many scriptures and many commentaries of Bhagavad Gita, and Srimad Bhagavatam. He read the Gita every day, and while reading, many spiritual sentiments would arise within him. He wrote down his realizations and desired to publish them so that ordinary people would be able to easily understand them. In this way, he was engaged in bhajan. From the beginning, he never took any employment. He would only beg for 1 hour each day, and the rest of the time he would study the scriptures and chant the holy name and perform Shravanam Kirtanam. He married, he and his wife were very content together, living on whatever Bhagavan gave them, and they had no material desires at all. They only read the Gita and contemplated spiritual topic in the early afternoon when most people take their main meal of the day. He would go out begging, his wife would prepare some whatever he collected, and the couple would subsist solely on that. His wife only had one piece of clothing. One day he took his wife's cloth and tore from it enough piece to cover himself to go and beg. Before going out, he had been writing down the meaning of Gita. Anasyashta chintayanto mam ye janaha prayuto upasate tesham nitya viyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. He began to analyze the verse. Ananyas chintayanto mam. Those whose mind are fully self-controlled, who have no other object of meditation besides Krishna, ye janaha parupasate. One who worships Krishna is always especially by the medium of hearing and chanting, becomes situated very near to him. Tesham Nityabhiyuktanam, for those who are fixed in performing bhajan like this, then it is result also is for the happiness of Krishna, not for themselves. Even if a person of bad conduct engages in this type of exclusive bhajan, then Krishna will accept him. And if that exclusive sentiments is not there, then Krishna will never reveal himself. This verse is related to sadhana, not the stage of perfection. To those who have exclusively taken the shelter of Krishna, he is their protector and maintainer. Besides him, there is no other person. So this is what exactly the stage is. So the Brahmanas, nature was very humble and surrendered. While studying this verse, many nice sentiments were arising inside him. Then he came to the last line of the verse, Yoga Kshemam Vamyaham. Krishna is saying that for his devotee who engage in bhajan this way, he will supply all of their requirements, such as food and water, and even collected them and carried them himself. So the Brahman stopped and thought, how can this be? How is it possible? Just know. Haribol. And this is not right. Why? I'm now an old man, over 70 years old. Up until today, Bhagwan has never directly looked after me, us like this. So we have been engaged in exclusive bhajan, and today there is not even a single mouse in our house. Why? Because there is no food in our house. We don't even have any earthen pot to catch the rainwater. There is nothing in our house, not even any food stuff for today's meal. I will go out to bed, and whatever I require, we will take that only. Isn't Bhagwan seeing this? Is he not inside our soul witnessing everything? Certainly, he hasn't taken care of us as he is saying in this verse. Maybe we, if we require something, we would inspire another person to come and help us. But he would never carry a burden for us on his own head. I cannot accept this. And then with the red pen in the Brahmana scratching with this verse, thinking it is not possible for Krishna to have spoken this verse, someone else must have inserted it. He just like removed it, scratched it. And when he went for the begging, thinking Krishna will carry what we require on his own body. Perhaps he would inspire a king or some wealthy man to come and help us, but he wouldn't carry anything on his own head. He, all knowing and all powerful Lord, I have heard that he made the poor Brahman Sudama into a king, but he didn't physically carry any burden for him. I have never heard this. He was like cursing Krishna inside his heart. He put it out of his mind and went on begging. When wandering and wandering, 3 o'clock passed and he still hadn't collected a single thing. For instance, one man said to him, Baba, I'm sorry. Whatever house is impure, for 3 days we cannot give anything because one of our family member has just died. So like this, he didn't get anything. So he started for home. Meanwhile, while at his home, what was happening? A beautiful young boy with a dark complexion and wearing yellow clothes arrived at the gate carrying a bihangi, a long stick with a bag of goods on each end on his shoulder. And the bag on one end contained rice, dal, ghee, spices, and the bag on the other and contained sugar, vegetables, and different things. He did not appear strong enough to carry it. He was young, perhaps only 14 years old. His limbs were very delicate. He was perspiring and arriving at the gate, and he called out, Guruji, Guru Aniji, Guru Aniji, wife of the spiritual master. Guru Ani. Guru Mata is not a word. Guru Ma is not a right word. It's not a Shastric word. Guru Aniji. Anigi. Guru Anigi. This is the right word actually. Yeah, people they say Guru Ma, Guru Ma, Guru Ma. It's the wrong word. Guru Aniji. जी अनिकी बोलते हैं वैसे देखिए गुरु गुरु आनिगी word. हम्म, हम्म, या गुरु माँ समटाइम गुरु माँ ये भी होता है गुरु माता गुरु पत्नी यादव माता जी बोलते हैं है ना हाँ हम्म, तो यहाँ पे एक वर्ड आता है गुरु आग मैं लिखता हूँ the very important thing actually we've been having a discussion on this particular topic since long time open the camera this is the word the search anyways my the brahmanas were reply what my husband has no disciples yeah the boy replied yes sir it is possible then who she said then who I who am speaking I am a disciple of your husband she thought what is this where has he come from. He was unable to open the door because he did not even have enough clothing to properly cover herself. But Krishna understood everything, so he handed his own shawl through the door for her to wear. And she said, Mother Guruji has sent me, and we have obtained all these things today. He grabbed me and sent me here, saying that he will be coming soon. So I asked him to please wait a minute so I could get a drink of water, but he said, No, no, you can drink water and all of that later. Go immediately to my home. And seeing that I'm such a young boy, still he loaded all of these things on me and sent me here. Hearing all of this, the Brahman's wife began to weep and thought, Such a tender boy, and he is perspiring as well. Doesn't that Brahman have any mercy? She started cursing her husband. And he himself will come empty handed, and he has loaded everything on this poor boy. He has no mercy. Because he said that Krishna never cared for his devotees. So um, showing her his back, the boy said, Mother, he has also scratched me with his nails. Oh, it looks like it will bleed. She took him on her lap and said, My son, when he comes, I will give him a good talking to. He possesses a big self controlled devotee, but he cannot even show mercy to a child. My dear son, please come inside. And she brought him inside and said, Sit here, and I'll prepare some things. You will not leave here without being fed. So she went to the kitchen begin to prepare the rice, dal, and vegetable that he brought. And then there was a knock at the door. Brahman arrived, opened the door. He said, he was very annoyed. The Brahman's wife went to the door and said, "Have you brought anything? You have come empty handed. You loaded everything on the poor boy and then scratched him with your nails. Didn't you have even a little mercy?" Brahman replied, "What? What are you talking about? No, you know very well that boy you sent here loaded up with everything you collected. Who? I don't know anything of all this. You loaded it all on his poor child and you have bought nothing yourself. Where is he then?" They said, "Come inside and see." They went inside, but the boy was nowhere to be seen. He searched the entire house, and all they found was a thread of yellow cloth where he had been sitting. After searching and not finding him, the Brahmana took his Gita in the hand and opened it, discovered that the red ink which he crossed out the verse was no longer there. He began weeping bitterly and said, "Today for us, see how Bhagwan has carried our burden, and this is our evidence. My doubt is now dispelled. This is bhakti, an example of the sadhana that produces bhakti." Arjuna said, "My lord, to do this here on this battlefield will be very difficult. I could not do a man manmana bhav, and I also cannot do mad bhakto. Please tell me method that is simple, straight, and easy." Next, the Lord explained Madhyaji, worship me. That will read tomorrow. Madhyaji Mam Namaskuru. Madhyaji means worship me. Or if you cannot even worship me, just do the obeisances. Okay, Leela Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Very well.
Hare Prabhu. Prabhu, this was a story of Arjuna Acharya, I guess.
Huh?
The Brahmana's name was Arjuna Acharya.
Arjunacharya.
Yes, Prabhu.
Huh? It was from South India or something, no?
Yes.
I know. I've heard that. Now, I'm very bad with the name. पता नहीं कहाँ से गुरुदेव ने स्टोरी सुनाई है इसमें बुक में. We are reading Nectar of Govinda Leela. Leela में. केवल वांछाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यो च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय.
Jai.